Hello bakers, this week I'm making a blueberry cornmeal shortbread tart. Whew, it's a mouthful. From Sweet Enough by Alison Roman. She's got a great video on her YouTube actually that guides you through it. I have made it before like a couple of weeks ago and I was like, this is so good. So I want to see if I can replicate it, which isn't always the case with baking. So first up, I'm melting some unsalted butter. I just popped it in the microwave for about a minute. And then it's some plain flour into a bowl and some cornmeal. I'm going to find a massive bag of it. Don't know what I'm going to do with the rest. And then I'm checking on the butter. So you can see there's still some kind of lumps. I put it in for like 15 more seconds and then just put it to one side just to kind of cool down a little bit. And then it's some icing sugar. It's such a simple recipe. It's so easy. It's just heaven to make a really easy recipe. They're always easy, but anyway, and then some light brown sugar and some baking powder and some salt, and just give that a whisk together. I mean, seriously, so easy, so delicious. And then I'm giving the butter a bit of a stir because it's kind of separated a bit and I just want to get it all nicely mixed. And then adding that to the mixture, getting all the butter bits out. Got to get all that goodness. And then giving it a stir. And that's the kind of the crust and like the topping. That's it. No special equipment, no kind of kneading or rolling. Just, dreamy. So giving it a good mix together, trying to make sure I get rid of all those dry bits. It doesn't come together as like a smooth thing. It is meant to be a bit clumpy. Nice. Clumpy dough. And then you put about 3/4 into your pie dish. She also says you can make bars out of it. You can use a cake pan. I think it probably scales up or down. I mean, yes, it's like a dream recipe. I say this because it came out really well the first time I've done it. Now that I've done it, it's probably going to be a nightmare. Like I checked reviews on New York Times and people said it came out soggy on the bottom and it was too sweet. Mine was really crisp, really firm, and it was, as Alison herself says, sweet enough. So fingers crossed this one comes out the same. She says to try and smooth it out with the bottom of a cup, but mine's really rounded, so I don't really get into the corners. So it's raccoon fingers in to try and press it into the corners. But that's the pie dough. That goes into the fridge where you mix together the blueberry filling. She just uses obviously normal blueberries, as do I, but mine are frozen. And again, I used them frozen last time, so it should work. So it's blueberries, some light brown sugar, and some apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. I was a bit like, I don't know, vinegar, but it kind of disappears, it goes away. And a little bit of flour. I added a bit much, so I pinched out a bit. And then it's a little sprinkling of salt, another little sprinkling of salt, and then mixing that together. Obviously, as I'm using frozen blueberries, they're a bit like clingy to each other. They don't want to mix, but they get there. And then just until it's all kind of evenly coated. And then it's the pie case from the fridge. I mean, it's not been particularly cool. It takes about 3 minutes to mix together that filling. So, but I guess it gives it a little boost of coolness. And then you just pour that in, which I think just looks so beautiful. Kind of looks a bit Christmassy, doesn't it? A bit festive. She does say you can use other fruits as well, which I haven't tried yet. I think that'll be next on my lists. But giving it a bit of a smooth out, trying to make it as even as possible. Want it all evenly distributed. I mean, I think it looks beautiful just like that. I feel like you probably could get away with just that maybe. Maybe I'll try that one time. And then it's the kind of crumble topping. So she says to kind of clump some of it together. So it's not meant to cover the whole surface. It is this kind of clumpy. How many times am I going to say clump? Lumpy, I guess. Topping, like a streusel or a crumble, as we have it over here. Kind kind of trying to make it as even as possible, and then it goes into the oven for 50 minutes to an hour. So it's come out of the oven. It had almost an hour, and I'm desperately trying to show you the bubbling fruit, but you just can't see it, so you'll have to take my word for it. So it's all deep golden brown and bubbling, and I'll just leave it to cool down a little bit now. Okay, it's cooled a bit. She says leave it to cool, but I can't. I know my fellow bakers will film me, so I'm gonna give it a go. So it might end up being a bit soft yet, as I haven't fully let it cool. Although the outer edge sounds very crisp. Let's see. It's still a bit warm, but look at that. Kind of jammy. It is a little bit softer, but I genuinely think that's going to firm up. Okay, let's try. It's delicious. It's obviously kind of buttery, but it's got this obviously brown sugar element, and it's jammy, and it's a bit tart, and I'm trying to figure out what it tastes like. It's just, oh, let me have another bite. Just so good. It's fruity and like it's a bit butterscotchy, I think. Very good. Very easy. Like I said, I know this is a bit soft, but because it's warm. I've baked it before and it came out really crisp, so I think once it's completely cooled, that would be great. Highly recommend. So easy, so delicious. Yeah, definitely getting added to one of my making again and again desserts. Hope you enjoyed this week, and I'll see you next time.